Hey guys, this is Paige Bryan, and you are tuning into Discover Hit Music. And by that, I hope that means you're going to discover me, Paige with a Y. Bryan, Paige, boom, hit music, me.
Speaking of your dad, does he get full credit for your musical talent? Does he share it with Meredith? How does that work?
It's a combination. I think my actual talent as far as vocally, not my dad. my dad.
I haven't heard him sing.
There's people who have voices like angels, and then there's the other people. So he's one of the other people. No, but my dad, what people would be shocked to know about him is he's extremely musical. So he plays the guitar, he plays the drums, he plays percussion, and he loves music. It's always been such a part of him. And even within his comedy, there's always been elements of music. Like he's had his festivals and he had a tour, and he everything is always engulfed in music. And so very much so, he would play a very big part in just kind of my early exposure, I think, to great music, and not just being able to hear it, but being able to see it live and in person. Because he did his first festival, I was 8 years old. So I'm 8 years old watching Earth, Wind and Fire and Shaka Khan, right there in front, Gladys Knight, right there in front of me.
Wow.
So those are, those experiences impact you. And then my mom, same thing, loves music. She can sing. So that's where I think I get my voice from.
Okay.
She can sing. And my grandpa, her dad, back in 50s, 60s, recorded some albums. So I think vocally it's her side of the family. And then, she kind of was like a Mod Podge of music. So with her, I was exposed to not just the, Motown and old school funk, but then also Pat Benatar and Hart and those kind of people. So
nice.
Make me all kind of well-rounded.
Right.
Yeah.
And then your grandfather, on your dad's side, he was a preacher, right? So he must have been doing some singing as well, I would think.
He would bust out into song.
Yeah.
And my grandpa, it's so funny. I always say something would happen. When he would be on the pulpit and he would start singing, it's like this voice, this unrecognizable voice just would come out of him. But then that's really the only time you ever heard him sing. He never he would, walk through the house and he's just singing his new favorite song. He would sing with me sometimes when I was little, but I think my family's just always, whether they've done music or just had an extreme deep appreciation for it. So it's been around me my whole life.
Awesome. And how's your dad's band doing, Stank Nasty? Are they still gigging it?
Yeah, they are. We actually did a show up in San Francisco in March. So as recent as March. They're keeping it funky.
Awesome.
It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of it, and then it's a lot of fun to just kind of watch him, because it's like watching a kid in a candy store. He's just living his dream, and he's just so happy, and I love it. It's so fun to see.
That's great. Are you playing with them some of the time, all the time, part-time? How does that work?
For the most part right now, I do, as long as, unless there's a conflict with something I need to do, I'm there. So I'm kind of just trying to, he's my dad. So one, I want to have those experiences with my dad. And then two, I feel like I owe it to him.
Right.
If your dad says, hey, can you come sing in my band? I feel like you have to be a pretty prideful person to be like, no, Dad, I can't. Yeah. After everything you've done for me.
Right.
Sing in your band. So, I try and just soak it all up as much now. As many as I do. I do. Because, I know there will come a point where the amount of times I can't do it will become more and more and more.